Hello traders, today is Wednesday, November 6, 2024. I'm going to go over 11 different names today, starting with AFRM. The election is behind us. At least that catalyst is out of the way and was a positive catalyst for the market, seems like. And to be honest, I had my own fears of having Harris as a president and my look into the market for the past week or so has been very conservative. Because of my concern of having a continuation of this administration. And I don't think the market actually wanted that either. And we can see that on the reaction that we got today on the market. A lot of names started the day very green. A lot of names, especially mid caps, really rallied really hard. Chinese stocks, not so good today. Some solar stocks didn't do well as well. A lot of ETFs, the XLs, ETFs, doing fantastic in a lot of cases. I think the only one that was red was XLRE and XLU, but don't quote me on that. But anyways, Bitcoin going crazy as well. I think that the market was really hoping for a Trump win, and the fact that he won the way he did, I think it gives a little more of I guess stability to what we might see in the following weeks. Anyways, I think personally that the market is going to be a little bit volatile, not because of bad news or anything, it's because of how reactive we have been lately. And you can see these reactions coming after the election. Anyways, we'll see what we get. But let's start the video. I'm going to start with, well, telling you that this is not financial advice. So do your own due diligence and homework before you decide to invest any of your capital in any type of investments. Anyways, let's start with AFRM. And it had an outstanding day today. 9%, almost 10%, 0.24 after hours. So if we count that, we're 10% for the day. Very impressive. One of the things that I told you was that we had this support level, and I told you this yesterday. We had this support level at 42.5, and we were mounting the 35 SMA. That was a good thing. Now, again, my concern was, well, the election is tomorrow. I'm talking about yesterday. And, we could have a positive or negative catalyst on that. Well, as we know, the catalyst was positive. So we went straight into 47. We mounted this level like nothing. And now we are at $50 even. Now my price target right now for the bull side is 52. My level right here is 55.5. So we can maybe consider that, a resistance level. But then let's see if we go back. Yeah, this is 51. And then what else do we have? I just want to see if there's any consideration on any kind of levels right here. And maybe 55 or 56. But I think this can easily go towards, well, I have a really high level at 61. But I think we can hit 60 easily if tomorrow, after earnings, things are positive for AFRM. MACD and TSI are looking pretty good right now. RSI is also looking good. And this name, as you all know, and you can see on the chart, tends to rally when it's time to rally. So don't be surprised, and we continue moving. Don't be surprised, and you get some good news tomorrow. You can get bad news as well, and then this idea could not get validated. But we'll see. Let's wait. I personally will wait until tomorrow and then see what happens after that. But AFRM is looking fantastic right now. I think that at least for now, we're gonna hit probably tomorrow. If we don't get a little bit of red prior to earnings, we might hit 51.5, which is this level right here, or maybe even 52 if we get to mount. There's not a lot of liquidity here. Even if we zoom out a little bit, there is not, liquidity is not that present in this area. That is interesting. Anyways, let's move on to Amazon. And Amazon also had an incredible day. One of the things that I said yesterday was, or a couple of days, was you know, I guess my fear of having a prospect of a continuation of the present administration coming, you know, winning the election, was that made me think that if that is the case, then we're gonna go to 190 and even below that. Now, I'm very happy that I was wrong. I love to see this name breaking to all-time highs. Right now we are at 207, and I think this name is still cheap, believe it or not. There's a lot of good things coming up for Amazon, in my opinion. They have a lot of stuff that they can definitely bring to the table. But on the technical level, this is still looking good. It's not extended, even though we had a day that was almost 4%, 3.8%. You know, I do believe that even if we see a couple of days or a retest of the 200 level, we are more consolidated on 190 and up. And I'm saying 190 in case there is, you know, Bezos decides to sell more if he's allowed, or, you know, a consolidation around the 200 level. So my range is still 190 and higher. But don't be surprised again if we go back to support at 200 right now. But in reality, this name has a lot of potential to the upside. So yeah, that's what I have for Amazon. Happy if you are actually, if you made a decent amount of money. Let's take a look at the 5 minute before I move on to the next one. Yeah, this was straight up. On the 1 minute, looked even nicer. So you had this beautiful move, this rebound on this level at 200, and then just continue going up. Had a little bit of a sell-off and then continue going up. Anyways, let's move on to, where are you? I want to cover, if I could find it. Oh, it's Best Buy. So let's do Best Buy. I haven't covered Best Buy in a while, and one of the things that I noticed today, it was one of the few names that started the day red, very red. We closed today at almost 4%, 3.71%. You went down all the way to 85 at one point, and that's probably in the beginning of the day, based upon how we are seeing this candle. And on the 5 minute, yeah, you had a sell off in the beginning of the day, all the way down to this level at 85. 0.6, and then you know, buyers came in, you broke into 89, and you stayed right on it. Anyways, one of the things that I told you, where, you know, back when we were up here beginning of September, was that I was gonna short Best Buy, which I did. Then when I saw this weakness right here, I got out. You got this double top, and now you have your results going down towards 89. And then today you went all the way to 85. Now you're back on 89. And anyways, this, in my opinion, at least for me, was a pretty obvious move. You had this gap right here. Just so you have an idea, this gap right here that wasn't really, it was an impulsive move on earnings that weren't that impressive, you know, and, you know, in my opinion, it wasn't that impressive, you know, and this is a retail store. I don't know. When was the last time you went to Best Buy? Anyways, here we are. I think that we are probably going to continue going towards 85. We'll see what happens in the next few days, but we're probably going to have a little bit of a sell-off going into earnings. Now let's move on to, of course, let's mention Bitcoin, and look at this move, all-time highs. Definitely, even yesterday during the election news and whatnot, Bitcoin was already moving. I think that Bitcoin was already anticipating a Trump victory, and it was pretty obvious. I actually, you know, while I was watching Bitcoin rally yesterday, my girlfriend told me, "Hey, by the way, I bought some Bitcoin today," and I was like, "No, well, not today, the day before." And, you know, to be honest, I wasn't very happy about it, because I was telling her, you know, you're basically trading on a 50-50 possibility. Like, you're trading on the election, and it's a coin toss. Back when we were having this conversation, we didn't know who the president was going to be. But anyways, I guess things worked out our way, but you know, I don't know. Don't trade like that. But anyways, this is at 85. Are we gonna go to 100? Well, we don't know. This is uncharted territory. Don't be surprised and you come back now to this very, I shouldn't say new support level, but it's a level that now is gonna have more liquidity. So I wouldn't be worried if we go down towards 70. What I think is going to happen is Bitcoin is going to continue moving up. Probably not at this rate. Right now we are at 9.4%. This is a very nice candle. We haven't seen something like this in a long time. And since what? I have this candle right here in the beginning of the year, February. We haven't seen this kind of moves in a long time. So anyways, beautiful move. Congrats if you bought. I guess congrats to my girlfriend. That was, in my opinion, very responsible. She bought at 67, she said. And well, you know, money is the money. Anyways, congrats. This is fantastic. Let's take a look at oh, look at this. I just look. So Clover didn't perform. Well, I cover that tomorrow. It's down 13%. Not good. Well, you know what? I just want to see the chart. Man, it's down under $4. Okay, let's go to another stock that I've been telling you a million times not to buy, and that is Celsius. Anyways, we are very close to this target right here, 26.9, or let's say 27. Today wasn't the best day for Celsius, down 5.33%, even though it was a larger, I guess, sell-off during the day. Buyers came back in, not enough. You're still down minus 5%. You know, there were some traders back in the beginning of October telling you that it was time to buy Celsius. Now they were right for like 24 hours when the next day you were up 14%. Sorry, my dog is scratching the couch. Hey. Anyway, sorry about that. One of the things that I said back then was like, do not touch this stock until it breaks 35. And it's been, and I was right. You know, after that move, you went down and you are continuously going down. This results from earnings as well, where and I, by the way, go to X. I did write a bunch of information about Celsius, but these results also had an implication to Pepsi Cola or PepsiCo, and PepsiCo was also down for the day, as far as I remember. But anyways, this is untouchable. I think there's gonna be an opportunity to the upside if there's starting to be a move at one point, a reversal to the upside. But in my opinion, this is not something that you should trade, especially if you have options or you're an option trader. This is nothing that you should, motherfuckers, that you should trade until you break 35 with momentum. You know, so on the 36 level, maybe that might be a good idea. Don't touch Celsius for now. That's my opinion. You do what you want to do. But anyways, let's take a look at another very strong name that I sold right before the election as well. I basically didn't have anything other than HIMS coming into the election results, and I just didn't want to risk it. Sometimes that plays on your favor, sometimes it doesn't. Anyways, I did sell my Google options right here. They were January, so I guess I'm still good. But I might actually jump back into Google. I've done this with Google several times already. Anyways, today was up 4%. Very good look. You have this little gap right here. Again, don't be surprised if you see a little of a sell-off coming into tomorrow and maybe Friday as well. But I think that the next 2 weeks are going to be bullish, in my opinion. We'll see what kind of news we get from the Fed tomorrow. But I don't think they're gonna be bad. I don't think there will be anything that the market hasn't already digest. So, anyways, Google is looking good. again, don't be surprised that we might actually be into this range, 180 and 170 for a couple of days or maybe a week. But in general terms, I think we're going to start moving up. Google is one of those that is still a little bit behind compared to other names. Microsoft, in my opinion, is also one of them. But so yeah, that's my stand on Google. I might actually jump in, especially tomorrow, especially if there is a little of a sell-off starting the day tomorrow. But yeah, that's my plan, at least for now. Now let's take a look at HIMS, and it's also looking good. Big candles, big moves for HIMS. You're consolidating a lot of volume in this area right here between 15 and 23. Nothing to really worry about. One of the things that I did today, I did a couple of day trades. One was Apple right in the beginning of the day, and then I also did HIMS. So on HIMS, I do have calls for February calls on HIMS, but I was just looking at the chart and I was looking at all these green candles and I was like, okay, this is gonna reverse. And then when I saw this, I thought it was time to basically buy some puts. So I did buy some puts, and I believe I bought them right on this area right here, and then or in this candle when it was breaking for the second time on the 35 SMA, and then I sold, I believe, on this candle right here when I saw this weakness. The MACD and the TSI already telling me, there might be a change of direction. Anyways, I sold here, but the trend actually continued going down for a minute. And let's go back to the 5 minutes so we can read this chart a little bit better. And you had a continuation to the downside basically until 11 a.m. Pacific time, and then buyers came back in, and then you got rejected right before closing on this level at 23.44. Again, levels work. Anyways, I think, in my opinion, we have more room to continuation going towards 25. So my new price target for HIMS is 25.4, 25.3. Yeah, it's in that area between 25.4 and 25.5. I wouldn't be surprised, and we're going to see a continuation. MACD and TSI are looking good. The RSI is already pointing up. We had an interesting day today for sure. It was kind of like all over the place, but then buyers came back in again. We're down 1.4% after hours. I wouldn't be too worried about it. So we are right at $23. So we might be hitting 25, or we might be in this range between 21.7 and 25 for the next 2 weeks, but I think we are on our way towards 25 within a couple of weeks. Again, I have my idea is, and tomorrow and maybe the rest of the week might be red days. Might be the reason is because that you had this euphoria going on today because of the election, but once the market forgets, and which normally happens very quickly, we might see a little bit of a profit taking and that sort of stuff. But in general terms, I think we are gonna have a week or a couple of weeks of momentum to the upside, and HIMS is probably gonna benefit from that. Again, my new price target is 25.4. Your range is 21.77 and 25.4, 25.5. I'm not keeping 18.70 as a range right now, because we're, at least for now, solid on this area right here. We're over the 35 SMA. These indicators right here are not bad at all. So my range is 21.77 price target. My range is 21.77 and 25.5 or 25.4. My price target is 25.4. Sorry for all that if I got you confused. Another name that I want to mention today, and this was insane, that is JP Morgan. And I'm saying insane because typically these names don't trade this way. And today it was up 11.5%. Incredible move, all-time highs. Yesterday, by the way, I was like, well, shit, your next resistance level is or support level is 217 and the 35 SMA. And I also mentioned, a catalyst is going to make us either continue going down or just break this level. But I didn't think that we were going to move this like this. It was a continuous move to the upside from pre-market all the way as soon as market open all the way to closing, and you're flat after hours. So to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually cover this gap. We fill this gap. I wouldn't say anytime soon, but the day is probably gonna come. Another thing I want to tell you, since we're covering this, don't be surprised and we actually experience a financial disaster during the Trump administration. Not because Trump is going to cause it, it's because we're going to pay the bill for all the irresponsible economic policies and we have been experiencing for the last 4 years. And unfortunately, Trump is going to pick up the bill and probably pick up the blame as well. We'll see how that might get resolved, but macroeconomically speaking, things look really bad. At least for now, seems like we're going to continue moving up. But these euphoric moves and all these gaps that you see in a lot of huge corporations, JP Morgan in this case, for example, something is going to give at some point, and with that, the market is also going to react. Well, that's what I have to say. I just wanted to mention JP Morgan because it was an outstanding move. I do believe that this might continue going up, but I do believe that this gap is going to cover or fill sooner or later. It might be sooner than later, just because this reaction was incredibly impulsive. The entire sector, by the way, was moving very strongly. XLF also had a huge gap and a nice move to the upside. So, and a lot of it was pushed because of JP Morgan's reaction. If we go up to Bank of America, for example, which is this guy right here, 8%. I mean, I don't remember when was the last time I've seen Bank of America moving 8%. 8% for Citibank, excuse me. XLF, 6%. Jesus, this is crazy. Wells Fargo, 13%. Yeah, if you think those things are going to continue moving like that, you're insane. But anyways, just keep an eye on these names. Don't be surprised if you see red, and don't get scared if you see red. This is an overreaction, and we have seen it in the entire sector. Now let's move on to a name that I gave you back in, well, let's do LULU. And I gave you this name back on October 2nd, on this candle right here. I remember the date because I made a post on X today, letting people know what happened. Anyways, the stock has been up almost 25% since then. And it was a pretty obvious move. You had this breaking, well, this rebound on 246 level. You went over the 35 SMA. Then you continue going towards 282. Then you went down almost to this trend line, but you actually stayed on the 35 SMA. I like this indicator because a lot of times it works very well on the daily chart. Anyways, it bounced here, went back to 282, came back to the 35 SMA, and here is where I told you on a video. This was on October 2nd, so go back to that video if you want to. And I said, this thing is gonna come, it's gonna move if you rebound on the 35 SMA. Well, that following day you went down, you came back to the 35 SMA, and after that you just continue moving up all the way to 321. Outstanding move. This was beautiful. If you actually were playing LULU, whether because of you watched my video or you actually identified some of these moves right here, beautiful. This move was very nice. Now you're getting rejected on the 321. I think you're probably gonna go down towards 300, and then we'll see how the stock behaves on this range. We'll see how it behaves when we encounter the 200 SMA as well. So if we're in range, the 200 SMA is gonna continue going down. So those are your resistance levels right now: 321 and the 200 SMA whenever you encounter it. Now let's move on to another name that is looking very enticing right now, and that is Microsoft. Microsoft looking good as well, moving nicely right under the 200 SMA, right under the 35 SMA. Today was up 2.12%. Incredible, beautiful. So one of the things that is critical, I personally don't wanna get on this name until we mount the 200 SMA and the 35 SMA. But in this case, the 200 SMA is more important. Now you can argue that maybe here was a good area to enter. Not really, because we didn't know what was going to happen to the yesterday, and it was kind of risky. And I was saying that buying calls, for example, without knowing who was going to win. And again, the market was looking like the market was really hoping for Trump to win, and we saw the reaction. Or maybe this reaction might be also that all the election BS is behind us, which is so refreshing, to be honest. Anyways, let's mount the 200 SMA. You actually went with a lot of momentum today over 415, which is a very strong resistance level, support in some cases, but for the most part, it's been a stubborn resistance level. So we're over that. Now we have to mount the 200 SMA. I think after the 200 SMA might be a good opportunity to actually get into this with a price target of 430 for the short term. And then after that, we can probably start thinking about 443. Anyways, that's what I have for Microsoft. And let's finish the day with our friends over Tesla. And why am I mentioning Tesla? Well, it's pretty much the obvious. It was up 14, how much? 1475. Now, one of the things that again makes that I find a little bit uncomfortable is all these volume gaps or these price action gaps, which I would say for now they are fine. There was another gap, just so you think about gaps, I guess, and how they work. There was a gap right here, you can see it, which I erased this morning, but we filled that gap, interestingly enough. Now we had this very nice move. I do think that 300, which is right here, let's put this, I'm gonna put this level right here, which is right below 300, and it's on this candle right here. I'm not sure if you can see it well enough on your screen, but anyways, we have this level right here at 300, and it's a psychological level as well. Now, if you ask me, are we going to go there? Yes, it would be optimal, in my opinion, if we do an AFRM kind of move just like this, and then a second stair, so going down towards 265 and then propelling back up towards 300. But I do believe that 300 is very possible. I wouldn't be surprised that we go beyond that. I think the fact that Elon Musk is so close to Trump, and there's less risk of, I guess, retaliation towards him, is obviously a very positive thing for Tesla, and you see a reflection of that on the market. Now let's take a look at the 5 minute. I just want to see. Yeah, so the reaction came right at open. It went up 14%. Well, at close, you also had a move already. And then most of the move was pre-market. And then was kind of flat throughout the day. But anyways, good news. If you're a Tesla holder like myself, that's fantastic. I mean, 14% is a lot of money to the upside. But anyways, again, just like some of the names that you're seeing that are spiking so much, don't be surprised if you actually catch a little bit of red in the next few days. But that being said, it is very possible that the next couple of weeks are going to be bullish, and then we'll see what happens after that. Anyways, TSLL, which is this 2x Tesla, up 30%. Beautiful. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I'll keep posting stuff on X as well. But anyways, don't forget to follow and subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.